Dude, I collect credit cards like people collect baseball cards. So like, here's my collection, bro. I got them all categorized with, you know, when when the 0% expires, how much the available limit going on them. Like, Fund and Grow has turned me into a complete credit nerd. So.
And how many deals have you done total?
I've done 6 total.
6 total. And every one of those was funded with business credit cards, right?
That is correct, yes.
And then
So the way we do it is you basically go and you tell them you're a cash buyer. And you get a discount for that. So when you go in, you're negotiating just as a cash buyer. My realtor or the other people do not know anything about how I'm buying the house.
But with just business, you said you got, how much was it that was just business?
$128,000.
So $128,000. That's amazing. That's really good gains right there. I don't know. When did you sign up? How long did it take to get that amount?
You literally took me from a situation where I couldn't really get credit because of that bankruptcy thing, where you guys fixed the whole thing over, I don't remember if it was 3 months, 5 months, 7 months, several months, let's just say. And that first round, coming off of a bankruptcy, which we're talking about here, $41,700.
We were able to acquire $75,000 so that we were able to get our truck and everything that we needed to acquire for our business to be successful. And like I said, it's all due to Fund and Grow. I would suggest highly for you to use Fund and Grow if you're considering them. In every way, their business is exceptional.
I didn't have a lot of credit depth and a lot to go off of, and you guys were still able to hook me up with like 15 grand right in the first round of funding. And that's one of those things that you can, like I said, either take that money and be able to put that towards products right off the bat, or to be able to invest more in products if you don't, to make sure you don't run out. Because like I said, when you run out of stock, your rank freezes for 14 days. Oh, and really? Then after those 14 days, well, it freezes, but it's technically going down because everyone else is still selling.
I got some funding from Fund and Grow, and that allowed me to get into the Amazon business and getting the coaching, purchasing the coaching, and I'm in the process of doing that because also I will have to buy some inventory. I can slowly start selling my product on Amazon, an indoor telephone system which allows people to make calls, take calls, receive calls without having to carry around a smartphone or an iPhone, without having to recharge batteries.
So you went through the Fund and Grow program, and how much credit were you able to receive? Was it all business credit?
It's all business credit. I was able to get $97,000, but my credit score actually has gone up by about 100 points since I started this entire process. So
wait a second,
obviously not a
wait.
huge.
So you have, what's your credit score now?
Right now it's like 820 or something like that.
Wow.
Over time, I got with hard money lenders. Hard money lenders are more, they're more forgiving because they're going to charge you high rates. Mm-hmm. And that kind of stuff was killing my deals, a lot of times with the profits. But if I did it right in the short term of
just throwing money right out the window, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the height, I was at 18 properties and I was with a total of 63 doors because I was doing, my concept is the roommate rental. So a lot of them are like, some quadplexes, some duplexes, a triplex.
I was a corporate HR executive. I got tired of dealing with people, right? So, I mean, I don't know how I ended up with tenants, but what I did discover, though, is the quickness and the way that you get aggressive, you get off the freaking couch and believe in yourself and start taking some action, the quickness in what you will do as far as building wealth. I could have never done this making the money I made working 24/7 for somebody else, right?
That's
awesome.
No
one will ever have access to me 24/7 ever again. I will control my destiny.
Fund and Grow! Fund and Grow.
Hello and welcome. My name is Ari Page. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Fund&Grow, and I'm joined today with Mike Banks, our Chief Operations Officer. And we are super excited to bring to you today the Spring to Success special that Fund&Grow is offering for the beginning of this year. And what we're offering today is going to be a once this year offer. So we're really excited that you've joined us today. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you guys for joining us today. We've got a great special lined up for you. We're going to go through our entire process and how we've established over $1 billion in funding for our clients. We've served over 28,000 business owners and entrepreneurs, real estate investors, and we're going to share with you guys how we do that and exactly some actionable tips and steps that you can take from this, or if you want at the end, you can take us up on a huge discount that we only offer twice a year.
So how to quickly secure the funding that you need to scale your company. This is what we're going to be going over today. And the amazing thing about this program and what it is that we're teaching you about today as far as unsecured credit is the fact that it doesn't show up on your personal credit report. There's a lot of different aspects to it that are really positive, but that's one of the really positive ones. As well as you're not going to have to give up equity within your deals, within your business. You're not going to have to find complex funding with huge amounts of points. You're going to be able to have lower interest funding. So this is what our promise to you today is, that this is not going to be like any other presentation that you've been on this year, last year. It's not going to even be like the ones in 2021, because we're not going to waste your time. And what we do, not just today on this presentation, but in general for our clients, is over deliver. And that is, we talk about a lot of stuff, but we get even more credit.
Right, and we're, like I said, we're going to be giving you guys actionable information, things that we do every day for our clients that we know to be processes that actually brings in larger amounts of funding, higher limits on the business credit accounts that we go after. So guys, take notes, and if you have any questions, send them through. We're going to get to the questions in a little while, but feel free to send them through now.
So right now, there's a lot going on in America in general, not only just with the economy, but with civil unrest, with the elections, with so many different things. And wherever it is that you stand on that, we can all agree that we need to move forward. We need to move forward as a nation. We need to move forward as communities, as businesses, even as individuals. And so one of the ways to do that is, of course, to pick up the pieces of where things are and to move forward. And so right now, we have historically low borrowing going on. And what we found is during the pandemic, the amount of incoming funding really dipped down. And so the interest rates went down, and now the amount of funding has gone back up. We're now, last month, we got more funding than we did in previous months before the pandemic. So we're actually at post-pandemic levels now, even though I'm not saying the pandemic's over, but I'm saying that the amount of funding coming in is higher than it was before the pandemic started. So this is something that's really exciting to us. That's a huge indicator for us as far as the way that the economy is, the way that lending is, the way that real estate's moving forward. As you can see, the market's continuing to go up. I'm sure there's going to be a correction coming at some point, but this is all very, very positive for the small business community in America, and what that means for the future of families and people that are getting involved in this. We have so many students that are getting involved that are coming from corporate jobs and coming into the entrepreneurial world, and they never had considered that before the pandemic. And so this is really huge and powerful stuff that we're going to be going over today.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you just said, the market, the real estate market is really hot right now. I know a lot of people are doing really great with stocks and crypto, so couldn't be a better time to get access to credit. The banks have credit flowing. We're getting more credit right now than we were pre-pandemic even. We've hit our record month last month, and on this month we're on pace again to establish $15 million for our clients. So we're going to talk about why business credit is really one of, if not the best form of funding. It doesn't show up on your personal credit report, and you don't need tax returns and proof of income. It's all stated income and based on credit score, and that's all it takes to get approved. So we're going to go through the whole process and tell you like how to structure your entity, how to negotiate to get the largest amount limit or the largest limit possible. And we're going to go over some different things as well that a lot of people don't know about when it comes to your credit report, inaccuracies, and how to correct those things.
And also how to handle the negotiations, how to do the applications, how to really maximize and take your report, your profile from wherever it is to get the maximum amount of business funding that doesn't even report to your credit report, and then to leverage, to maximize that leverageability, to maximize those particular accounts. So we have a question for everyone who's joined us, and regardless of what platform you're on, if you could go and leave us a comment or a note or a message, let us know what's the #1 thing that's holding back most business owners. Let us know what you think that #1 thing is. Obviously, we have our idea of what's holding back business owners, but come and let us know.
So I know personally, one thing that held me back was not having enough funding on hand. And I had funding, I had personal cash flow, personal credit, but I was hesitant to spend that. Having access to business credit just gives you another level of confidence, knowing that you have that extra funding you can use to spend more on marketing, be more aggressive, pull the trigger on deals when they show up. And I know a lot of clients that I've interviewed said the same thing. We're going to share some of those interviews with you guys and go over their process, even share a little video clip from the interview from an actual client to hear how they've used the credit in their business.
Yep, we're getting a lot. So we're getting capital, funds, money, credit, and fear and lack of knowledge too. So yeah, funding is definitely one of the #1 things that hold back businesses from expanding, not necessarily from starting, but from expanding. And so here are some of the many benefits that come along with business credit. And that is that you get an introductory rate, 0% in the introductory period of time, which could be anywhere from 6 months to 9 to 12. We've seen offers as long as 18 months at 0% interest. So even at a personal offer, which was not a business credit offer, but a personal offer at 22 months at 0%. Anyway, the banks love these teaser rates. They love giving out these types of loans as long as you really qualify for it. And that's what Fund&Grow does, is we get you to qualify for it. That's how we're building the large amounts of funding. So if you're getting 3 to 4 accounts and they're 20, 30,000, you're going to be able to build up to 125, even more than that, depending on which batch you're in, meaning which credit card application stack that we're working on for you. But as we move that forward, we're going to build your aggregate amount of funding really large, and none of this credit appears on your personal credit. And you can do so many things with it. Mike, you want to talk a little bit about the real estate aspect?
One thing I want to mention, it doesn't appear on your personal credit, but your personal credit is the qualifier. We just want to make that clear with everybody. It's business credit. It doesn't show up there, but you do have to have pretty good personal credit to get approved for the larger amounts. And then you can buy off-market real estate deals because you can send a wire transfer from the business credit account to the title company, and now you're closing as a cash buyer. So that means you're negotiating the deal as a cash buyer. And I've had tons of clients that I've interviewed who told me it makes it so much easier for them to get their cash out refinance done now that they're using business credit. Instead of using their personal credit, you're keeping the debt off your personal score. So when you go and get a loan or a cash out refi, it's a much smoother process because your personal scores are in better shape. You don't have to put collateral or asset like a hard money loan. You're paying 10, 12% interest, and you're putting up the house as collateral. You don't have to do this here. Tax returns are not required. It's stated income based on credit, and that's it. Startups can get it. If you don't have an entity right now, you can still get it. It's really just about your credit, and then you can start earning all kinds of cash back, free travel, and like some people are getting a couple thousand every few months from using this type of credit, so it kind of pays for itself.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing any kind of spending within your business and you switch it to these business accounts, you're going to be earning all types of cash back. You're going to be earning airline miles. We're constantly earning thousands of dollars every quarter because that's the way that the card that we use, they pay us quarterly, and we're getting 3, 4, 5 grand a quarter back sometimes, and that's when we're electing to take it as cash back. There's other types of rewards that are even more profitable that you can take if you don't want to do the cash back.
So a lot of our clients use hard money. Hard money is a great option. It's a little bit more costly if you look at the numbers here versus business credit. You can use business credit in replacement of hard money or as a supplement to hard money, which a lot of our clients do. But if you look at the bottom totals there, you can end up spending $15,000 in fees and interest for about a $100,000 hard money loan versus spending about $2,850 for business credit for the same deal, a $100,000 deal, because the wire transfer costs you 2.85% to send that wire. That's it. So on 100 grand, you're spending about $2,800 to send that wire to the title company, and now you're buying the property as a cash buyer. Now, if you're going to do a flip, that's great. Fix it up, flip it. If you're going to hold it as a rental deal, then you're going to fix it up and then do the cash out refinance. And with some lenders, you could do the cash out refinance right after you buy it, before renovating it. But some lenders, you might have to renovate it first and then place a tenant and then do the refinance. But I know there's plenty of private lenders out there that'll do a cash out right after you buy it, give you the money back so that you can now cover the renovations. So it just depends on the lender and what your exit strategy is with the deal. But
and the best part about business credit versus the hard money is business credit's going to be unsecured. God forbid something happens.
And then
at least they're not going to take your asset. They're not going to take your company vehicles. They're not going to take anything from you, as opposed to the hard money loan, which would obviously definitely take the property.
Right, exactly. And you're in the driver's seat. A lot of times a hard money lender isn't going to approve every deal. You got to jump through hoops sometimes, especially if you're a new investor. So with business credit, you pretty much just pick and choose whatever you want to buy and then get the deal done that way.
And there's a lot of things that people think are holding them back when they come to us. We have clients that come to us that feel that they can't get approved for a variety of different reasons. And we are here to tell you that if you live in America and you have a social security number, then you can get access to this. We may need to work on your credit a little bit. You may need to work on your credit, but the long and short of it is you can get access to this. And this is a really great system where you can use other people's money. You can use banks' money to invest into your future and to build your business. So there's no reason you shouldn't be doing it.
Right, and if you have a business or you know how to invest, you know how to create a return on investment, then capital is king. Everyone needs capital to grow, to get to the next level. No matter whether you're doing $500,000 a year or $5 million a year, capital is the thing that's going to accelerate the growth. So if you're thinking any of these things, you're just arguing for your limitations with those thoughts, you need to look at it like this is just another supplement that you can use to grow your business.
And let us know, what will you use your funding for? Everyone's in a different industry, everyone's doing different things. Specifically, what will you use your funding for? Come to the console and let us know. We're very interested to know. And thank you for interacting with us.
Yeah, I'm personally using it for real estate. I've got 2 flips right now that I'm working on that are being renovated, and I've got another one that's under contract that should be closing in May. And I'm using the credit in my business to fund those deals, to fund the rehabs, to fund the marketing campaigns. So I'm sending out direct mail and I'm finding these deals. So you can use it for anything. But yeah, let us know what you guys are planning to use it for.
So this is me here with my daughter, and another picture here of my son. So you guys can kind of put a face to us beyond just us here on YouTube and whatnot. This is me at my house, and then during one of our company get-togethers, my son joined us.
Yeah, we used to do PowerPoints, and that was it. But we've grown in our in our presentation skills. So now we have video and PowerPoint. So we're doing really well with that. But yeah, this is a picture of me and my nephews on the left, and that's a picture of me, my dad, and my sister on the right. And they're also a part of the company here at Fund&Grow. Not my nephews, just my sister and my dad.
Not yet. We haven't put them to work yet.
And like I was saying, I do flips. I'm buying, holding some, flipping some, wholesaling some, and there's just a few of the pictures of some of the properties that I'm working on. The 2 in the top are ones that I'm working on right now. The one in the bottom middle, I flipped, actually listed it right in the beginning of COVID in March last year, and had 3 full price offers in 3 days. And that's the same kind of thing I'm still hearing about. People on Facebook, friends of mine that are talking about deals that they're doing or stuff that they've listed and how they've got 20 full price offers on the first day. So the real estate market is completely hot. I don't think it's going to be crashing anytime soon. I think we're going to see the same trend continue for at least another year, and that's what a lot of people that I'm connected with who are kind of experts in the real estate investing niche, that's what they're saying as well. And this is really cool right here. So we're part of a mastermind, and we were basically given the opportunity to build a concrete house in Haiti that's going to shelter 8 people and basically take them from living in what you see there on the left, that mud hut, sleeping on the mud floor with huge rodents coming in, biting at them when they're asleep, to now having a fully concrete, full roof, like a complete house that we built. And we built one in the mastermind that we're a part of collectively has built 31 of these houses. So we basically built an entire village in Haiti. We're all about giving back. We're doing a giveaway, a monthly membership giveaway, but we're also always trying to find ways that we can give back and kind of take care of the community, take care of those people that are in need. So that's what that's all about right there.
And here is a picture of a lot of the team. Doesn't look like it's quite the whole team, but a lot of us here in front of the Fund&Grow building. So all these folks are here in the building right now, working with me and Mike, and they're serving and fulfilling the client services for other clients.
Yeah, we outgrew our old building and we just moved into that building in September of last year. We've got over 50 employees now. We're steadily growing and we've got a great team here. Everyone here is super professional, very positive mindset type of people. They take care of their clients. They just want to help each other and help their clients out. And that's kind of how we all run as an organization. We're all about, acting out of integrity and just taking care of clients and just doing good business.
Yep, and like Mike mentioned earlier, we've generated over $1 billion in funding since we started doing this many years ago. Mm-hmm. And so this is something that we're super proud of. That's obviously a lot of businesses that have been moved forward. That's, when it comes to serving small businesses, that's what our mission is to help small businesses be able to grow. And in fact, it always makes me wonder, like, I know learning from history that hundreds and hundreds of years ago when America was founded, most people were in some way working for themselves, trading, farming, ranching. And now fast forward to today and 99% of the population works for someone else. So we're trying to bring that back where people can control their own destinies. And we're definitely a team that can be counted on to help you launch and grow your business.
So stick with us till the end because we have a really huge bonus that we're going to be giving away. Basically, it's a $700 value. Stay till the end and you'll learn more about that. All right. So we're also going to explain to you guys how we're able to get such large amounts of business credit. Because if you do it on your own, you might get $2,500, you might get denied, but you're not going to get $125,000 on one application round. We're going to explain to you how we do that, how we're able to get multiple approved at the exact same time, which is it's not easy. And then we're going to talk about how to extend the zero interest so you don't just get that initial 12-month offer. That's great, 12 months is great, but we're trying to do this for years. And that's why people sign up with us year after year, because we're able to continue to establish more and more zero interest credit.
And that's the whole point of the card stacking process, is to go from, just a double, triple your amounts, just like Jane here did. And that's what we want to do for you. The same here with Philip, with $155,000 in funding.
Yeah, we have over 2,400 positive reviews with a 4.9 average rating, over 2,400 reviews. We have a great reputation because we really do care, and it just shows clearly through our reputation. So if you guys want to come to the questions area now and let us know how much funding you need to start or scale your business. It could be $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. Come to the questions area. Let us know how much funding do you need to start or scale your business, and then we're going to check those out here in a second.
So it's really important when you're getting this type of funding, it's really important to have your entity set up and to be structured properly. And this is one of the things that we make sure for every Fund and Grow client before we apply that we already have it set up properly. And so what I mean by that is you want to make sure that you have 3 key characteristics: that you have a name that's safe for the banking industry. In other words, it's not called like RE's Risky Investment Club. Clearly a bank wouldn't want to lend to that. And that it has a sufficient amount of seasoning, and that it's in a lendable industry. So the name, the industry, and the amount of seasoning. And that's something that we will provide for every client, a entity that will work for their specific need. And so if you are going to do this on your own, then that's something that you need to really consider is, do I have those 3 specific attributes set up properly that will get me the most amount of funding?
And if you don't have one now, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is having a pretty good credit profile overall. We'll be, like Ari just said, we'll be able to set up the entity and still get you funding within the first 30 days. And I saw somebody mention, I have a 728 credit score. Is that good enough, basically, is what they were saying. It looks like it was Tamara that said that. And the answer to that, if you're about a 720 and up, you should be in good shape. But we're going to get more into the qualifications in a few minutes. But about a 720 and up, and then we'll get more into that in a minute. But so part of the process is the individualized one-on-one consulting that we do, where we go over your entire credit report with a fine-tooth comb. We make sure that everything is reporting accurately. If there's any addresses or anything that's not reporting correctly, we make sure to address that before we apply, because that means we're going to get the maximum amount of funding if we have everything accurate and up to date.
And we've been doing this for quite some time. So our software, or also known as our CRM, our Customer Relations Management tool, it actually tracks the different metrics that we're using, and so that we can take all that data and use it to help you perform, to help you get more credit. So our CRM helps suggest to us how we can get the maximum amount of funding for every single client based off of all the thousands of clients that we put through the process.
And we do about 2,500 every single month, 2,500 applications for credit. So we definitely know like exactly what the banks are looking for, what their criteria is, and how to get approved. So when we push somebody forward to applications, they're going to get funding.
But one thing that we also want to insert here is that we're never going to do anything that breaks any rules that the banking industry has. Of course, we would never get anywhere close to breaking the law, but we don't even want to break any of the bylaws or the rules that the banks have. And so that's very important to understand that that what we want you to do is we want you to use this credit to help build your business and to use it 100% legitimately. Of course, people aren't coming to us to get funding, not to pay it back. So it's really important that you have legitimate and proper uses for this, because it is based off your personal credit. And like Mike mentioned in the very beginning, you are going to guarantee it off of your good personal credit. Now that doesn't mean that it's going to report to your personal credit, but it will be guaranteed from your personal credit. So let me unpack that. That means that if you were to not make your payments, if you were to get the credit and not pay it off, then you are going to get a bad mark on your credit report, even though it doesn't initially show up on your credit report. Of course, that happens to our clients very, very rarely. We actually went and did an audit of our clients, and we looked to see how many of them, 18 months from us getting their credit applications approved, 18 months later, how many have defaulted, and the rate was below 1%. So our clients coming to us that are paying us to get them access to lots of funding are planning on using that funding very legitimately, honestly, and growing their businesses.
And I just want to say this, there's no zero interest business credit that you can get without a personal credit check. A lot of times people are like, well, why are you talking about personal credit? I thought this was about business credit. The only way to get the good stuff, the zero interest business credit that you can send a wire transfer with, the only way to get that is with a personal credit check. And that's why we're talking so much about that, because we want to show you guys how to qualify and be completely transparent with you guys too.
Yeah, let's dive more into the difference between a consumer credit report and a tri-merge bank report. So if you look here on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see a consumer report, aka a report that you as a consumer could get access to if you went onto a website and you went and bought your credit report. They would give you access to what you see on the left-hand side. And that's a snapshot of the screen. Now on the right-hand side, we took a snapshot that was the same size. And on the right-hand side, you can see that there's a vast amount of data fields on many accounts that are all being shown, as opposed to on the consumer report where they only show, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 fields. On this account or on this report, you can see that they're showing many, many fields. Now, there's some of these fields that are really, really important to look at. For example, if I were to look at this GMAC mortgage right here, I can see that the date opened, it's saying that it was opened in 2005, right? But if I look over here, under the historical status field, this is very important to look at this field here. They hide this in here. People don't even know about this. If I look under the historical status field, they're giving me 1 month of seasoning. Look at this. Look at this. This account was opened in 2005, but they're giving me 1 month of seasoning. That's crazy. And so what this does is it pulls your scores super, super low. And let me give you another example of this. Look at this Chase account right here. This Chase account is showing, under the credit limit, it's showing a 0. Now, does anyone know how important it is that your limit is reporting properly? For example, if you look at this Bank of America card right here underneath it, it's showing $17,000 limit. Now, this $17,000 limit, I can use up to 35% of this 17,000 without it bringing my scores down. And it's really important that we keep your scores high. So on this card, I can put, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 worth on this account, and your score is going to stay high. It's not going to go down at all. You're going to be lendable. You're going to be able to continue to do the card stacking process. But if I use this card that has a 0 here, where it's got no limit reporting, immediately I'm over limit. So this $5,392 right now, this is showing up as over limit. So this client right now is over limit, but he has good credit. So he's like, why am I showing up as over limit when I have good credit? This makes no sense to me. And the reason why is because he has $5,000 on a limit that's reporting 0. And the computer's not that smart. It says 0 in there. It says $5,392. I am over limit. And so this guy had low scores because the seasoning was messed up. He had low scores because the limits weren't reporting on his cards. And by the way, as a little segue, folks, Chase, Bank of America, Capital One, all of them offer these cards that have no limit. So if you have good credit and you're like, well, that's probably not happening to me, Ari, because I have good credit. Well, that's who they target for these types of cards. They'll give someone who has good credit a card with no limit. And they're like, hey, listen, do you want a card with no limit? You have such good credit that we're going to give you a card that doesn't even report the limit. Now, they have a soft limit in the system. Might have a 20,000, 30,000 soft limit. But they don't tell you about that. What they tell you is that if you were to go over whatever that soft limit is, they're not going to charge you the over limit fee. Now, why do they do that? If you have good credit, it's not likely they're going to charge you an over limit fee because you're probably not going to go over the limit anyway because you have good credit and you follow the rules. But if they remove the limit, now, as soon as you put even $1 on a card with 0 in the limit field, you're $1 over limit. Imagine you put $5,392.
Right, and that's going to hinder you from getting approved on future applications, on a business credit application, or even a mortgage, because it looks like you're maxed out or more than maxed out because you're $5,000 over the balance, over the limit of 0. So those are the types of things that end up causing you to get denied on stuff. So that's what we look at in the beginning of working together with you guys, and we just wanted to share that with you because it's kind of eye-opening that, you know, on the consumer report over there on the left, you've got a snapshot, you can't really see what's going on, but on the bank level report, we can really get in there and see what's reporting correctly and what's not, and then we're able to correct those things and move forward and get you guys approved with the maximum amount possible. And this is the kind of stuff that pops up. So if you don't correct those things, you'll get these negative things that pop up.
Code 10, code 30, proportionate balance of credit limit is too high. And these codes are popping up because of the inaccurate reporting. And so this was another example right here of ones that we have to get updated. Suffice it to say that we're updating this type of stuff on all of our clients' reports. And it's not even bad credit related. This isn't bad credit related. This is just the way that it's being reported.
But do you think that if we correct these things, the balance, you know, being over the limit, do you think if we correct that, your score is going to go up? Absolutely it is. Mm-hmm. That's why we wanted to share that with you guys, to show you that it's not about us just applying for you, but there's also a lot of preparation that goes into it as well.
And the reality of the matter is there's like 10 more things I could show you on that report, but we have to continue to move forward. Your consultant will go over your report. And they'll make sure that any of those different little factors that would affect your report are being worked on prior to us moving forward and apply. We don't want to apply if you have any of those negatives, because then it's like walking uphill with a broken leg, and then we're establishing it with the bank that you already have those negatives. So if we get them changed, the bank looks at the past report and they're like, wait, well, it was just like this 30 days ago. So it's really important that we get these positioning parts down ahead of time. And so if it does take us a week before we can apply for you, give us that week so that we can move these items around, change what we need to change, work with you in whatever capacity we need to in order to get your profile to be as rock solid as possible.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about the preparation and also the positioning. So everyone wants to know, how do I get approved? How do I qualify? Ideally, you want to have your debt to credit limit, your debt to credit ratio about 30% across all your accounts. So you don't want to have one account maxed out, but the other two are at 0. You should have 30% of your balance to your limit, if that makes sense. Let me know if you guys have any follow-up questions. And then something else that we'll do in order to make sure you get the maximum amount possible is we'll increase your personal limits so that you have a stronger foundation when we go and apply for business credit. Now you've got stronger personal credit, and that helps get more on the business credit side. So in some cases, we'll be able to merge accounts. We'll be able to move a limit over from personal to business. So we're going to talk more about the qualifications and get more into that in detail. But then there's also inquiry removal, and we'll also coach you guys on how to remove negative items. And then if you decide like you've got a bunch of credit repair that's needed, we can connect you with our partner who can help handle that as well. So now that we're talking about credit repair, Catum is the name of our partner. They've been handling all of our clients for many years. And so basically, if a client signs up with us and then we find out they've got a late payment or a collection or something like that needs to be cleaned up, Catum steps in, gets their credit repaired right away, and then they get them sent back over to Fund&Grow so that we can begin the process of applying for funding and getting you guys funding. But sometimes you have to do credit repair first. And sometimes that's a process. That doesn't happen overnight. But I've had tons of clients that have had great success getting their credit repaired and then getting funding. I just interviewed a guy. We're going to share his case study here in a minute. Damon We interviewed him, and he ended up getting $190,000 after going through credit repair and getting some pretty severe things removed. So there is light at the end of the tunnel if that's your case, but we just wanted to share that with you guys. And
I've used KATM to remove derogatories off my report. Mike has used KATM for inquiries. There's so many people, many clients, people that are watching have already used KATM. KATM is an amazing credit restoration service. And so whether it be removing negatives or just wanting to remove inquiries so that you can go back for more funding, it's definitely a great option.
And if you guys do decide to enroll in our membership, if you need credit repair first, the 12-month membership with Fund&Grow doesn't start until credit repair is fully completed. So a lot of people don't know what to do. Like, you get shot down, you apply for a loan, you apply for credit, whatever it is, and usually that's it. You get shot down, you get a denial, and that's it. You walk away and you don't know what else to do. But the fact of the matter is, people that have strong credit who try this on their own have told me many times, we'll probably have people chime in here, people with 750 credit scores try to get business credit on their own, and they either get like a $2,500 limit or a $5,000 limit, or they just get denied flat out and they don't know why, even though they have strong personal credit. So a lot of times people don't know what to do. They end up getting trapped in a high interest loan. They're giving up a stake in their company, like on Shark Tank. They're going to get 100 grand just to give up 30% of their company, because they don't know that there's resources available, and you don't have to basically give away part of your company. You don't have to dish out all the profit with a high interest loan. But most people don't know about this. They don't realize you can get multiple accounts. You can build up to $250,000 in this type of funding, just like so many of our clients are doing. So you want to hit this one?
Yeah, negotiations is so much fun, because this is one of the places that we really, really excel at. And Mike kind of touched on it earlier, but let me ask, has anyone ever been at like a store where the associate on the register asked, hey, would you like to apply for one of our cards? Let's say you applied for the card and you either got approved for a specific amount or you got declined. Either way, you just took it, because all these people are in line, so you just take it and you move on and get your 20% discount or whatever. And so what a lot of people experience is they apply for things and they just take what they're given. They apply for a mortgage, they take what they're given. They apply for an auto loan, they just take what they're given. They would never consider ever negotiating, calling the bank and asking them to change their opinion. To say, no, I want more. I want it at a better rate. I want to speak to an underwriter. And this is what our negotiations team does. On your behalf, they have your permission to call and do these verbal authentications with the bank. And so they call and they negotiate higher and higher limits for you. And if we were to bring up our CRM, I don't know if we can actually do that, but you could see that literally 2/3 of the amount of funding we get is from the negotiation process. We have it in two separate columns: the initial application approval amount, and then the second column is how much the negotiator gets to add on to the first column. And 2/3 of the funding that we have coming in comes from this negotiation process of our negotiators calling in on your behalf, speaking to the underwriter, and getting those limits upped. That's how we can move funding over from your personal credit cards, if it's like with Bank of America, from a personal Bank of America card to your business Bank of America card, meaning we're taking that limit off of your credit report, putting it onto your business credit report, where you can spend the total amount. Because that 35% ratio doesn't count when it's reporting to your business credit report. That's the beauty of that.
Yeah, and a lot of times when people apply on their own, and even when we apply, we're not getting approved on the first application. It's not until we follow up that we actually start bringing in the big approvals. So this part is huge. If you're going to do this, you better do the negotiations process and do it strategically, because each lender has slightly different underwriting criteria and what they consider a high lending risk. So we contact the people that we're in contact with every single day, the underwriting department, the actual decision makers. We make sure that every application is reviewed by a human being, because a lot of times when you apply on your own, all you're getting is the algorithm's decision, and the computer's systematically denying you or giving you like a $2,000 limit. So getting on the phone with a human being, sometimes you have to sit on hold for 45 minutes, but that's what our team does for our clients. But it's worth it, because you end up getting way more out of the funding, or way more out of the application than you would if you just kind of apply and see what sticks. You got to follow up, speak with the underwriter, And then once you've gotten the most out of that round of funding, then you have to move into inquiry removal. That's something we show all our clients how to do, and Kadem does it for a lot of our clients. If you don't want to do it on your own, you can easily pay Kadem to do it, and then they'll get the inquiries cleaned off. But what's really cool, and something I want to stress, even though you're applying for business credit and they're going to pull your personal credit, so you're going to get an inquiry, it doesn't matter because you're going to get $50,000, $100,000 in business credit. So those inquiries that you might have don't mean anything compared to the amount of funding you're going to get. Each inquiry is like 2 points each, right? And after 120 days, they really don't mean anything. They don't hold any weight anymore. But we still like to get them removed so that when we do apply for the next round of funding, about 6 months in, at that point, your credit's looking pristine. Most people I've interviewed told me that their credit score went up 50 points, 100 points, just by using business credit, just by keeping the debt off their personal credit report. And we help you with the inquiries as well. So by the time we apply for round 2, your credit's in even better shape. So you end up getting approved for even more funding than you would have on your own for sure. So here's another review. One of our clients, and I'd go through and read it, but it looks like he got $74,000 in credit, 0 interest, 6 to 15 months. Talks about how he recently wired $45,000 cash down payment for his second rental property using our partner that allows them to send a wire transfer fee, and it's a seamless process. You know, basically says I'll use them at least one more time the next year, and from there I should be able to implement other strategies on my own. Thank you for that review, much appreciated. Here's some of the partners that we work with, just a few of them, but we work with a lot of the biggest names, like a lot of the biggest and best real estate investing educators, Amazon business educators, and you can see some of them there. I'm sure you guys recognize some of those names. That's how you might have heard us by being referred by one of those guys. Let's talk about corporate credit.
So up until now, we've spoken about your personal credit, and we've spoken about business credit that is personally guaranteed. It doesn't show up on your personal credit report, but it is personally guaranteed. And by the way, we want to be very open-handed and honest about it. If there's other companies out there that are telling you, we can get you all this credit and it has nothing to do with your personal credit, they're lying to you. Just know that ahead of time. Now, there is another way of getting funding that doesn't have to do with your personal credit and doesn't have to do with personally guaranteed business credit. And for the sake of this presentation, we're going to call that corporate credit. Now, corporate credit has nothing to do with your personal credit and nothing to do with your other business credit. It's completely non-recourse, and it's built up in a completely different way. In fact, it even reports to different bureaus. And so one of the bureaus that is commonly used is called Dun & Bradstreet. And essentially, there's companies out there that will give you direct access to their wares. They call them vendor trade lines. And as you use these, they'll build up your D&B score or your Dun & Bradstreet score, along with others like credit.com and so on. And you'll build up your scores with these different corporate credit systems, and then you can get direct access to even no PG funding. So it's not personally guaranteed. You can get access to buying stuff at Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon.com. Those are some of the more premium places that you can get access to. There are some lower, you can get about $50,000 worth of actual credit cards eventually. It takes a year or two. But the most important thing about the corporate credit is to get access to your vendor trade lines right away to build your D&B score so that you can do things like what we did here at Fund&Grow, which is buy this $1 million building without anybody signing for it, completely in our corporation's name. And so if you want to be able to do real estate and to do these bigger deals, that's where this D&B credit comes in.
Yeah, and also like having that history, having the corporate credit history will allow you to get more when it comes to the zero interest business credit. Even though they're separate, the bank, when you apply for business credit at 0% interest, they want to look at your personal credit, but they also look at your business credit profile, and they'll see your D&B rating. So having the corporate credit profile built out along with good personal credit is going to bring in the largest amount of business credit possible. So this is Joe. It looks like Joe was able to get $140,000 at 0%, and he couldn't be happier about the process with us. Another client here, Al, a longtime client, got over $125,000, but it looks like between him and his wife. That's awesome. Thank you guys for those reviews. We really appreciate those reviews. So we want to play this quick clip right here. This is one of our clients, Nick Perry. He's grown his business from doing $40,000 a month in revenue to now doing $400,000 a month in revenue. He says point blank to me on the interview that if it wasn't for Fund and Grow, he wouldn't have been able to do it. He's spending a lot of money on marketing. He's getting a lot of money back in cash back. And we're going to play that clip for you guys and just kind of share with you a little bit of the interview, like 30 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and play that now.
So yeah, last month, and as the recording right now, it's April 14th, 2020. March was a record month for us. We did just over 400. So now, this month's going to be a little bit slower with COVID.
Woo! Wow! Oh my God, that's 10 extra revenue.
Yeah,
10 extra revenue from a few years ago.
Correct. I mean, without having that liquidity and runway, it would have been a real grind to make that happen.
All right, so that's just one of the many interviews that I've done with our clients, and I love doing those because I get such great feedback. They tell us how grateful they are. I know Nick's super grateful. He's now launching a course. He's just grown from $40,000 a month. Now he's doing $400,000 a month in revenue, spending most of his money on pay-per-click. You didn't skip one?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, there might have been one. Yeah. Ah. Okay, now here's another client. I mentioned Damon earlier. Damon went from a 670 credit score to a 760 after working with us. We had Kadem step in. Kadem is our credit repair partner. They removed bankruptcies and all kinds of stuff from his credit report. He was then able to get $190,000. He funded his e-commerce business. He's now got a team of 8 working under him. He couldn't be happier about it, and it's all really because he found out about business credit. And so let's just play this real quick clip right here. With just business, you said you got, how much was it that was just business?
$128,000.
So $128,000. That's amazing. That's really good gains right there. I don't know. When did you sign up? How long did it take to get that amount?
You literally took me from a situation where I couldn't really get credit because of that bankruptcy thing, where you guys fixed the whole thing over, I don't remember if it was 3 months, 5 months, 7 months, several months, let's just say. And that first round, coming off of a bankruptcy, which we were talking about here, $41,700.
You guys are. All right, so that was Damon. Damon's a super cool guy, and like I said, I love doing those interviews and hearing directly from our clients. So here we have Larry. Larry's in the self-storage space. He's an investor. He also works together as an asset manager with Scott Myers, who's a big name in the self-storage space. And Larry talks about how he used the credit to grow his business. He also, I think he mentions he used it to buy a security system because his place was broken into, his storage facility was broken into, so he buys cameras and a security system. He talks about his credit score going up 100 points as well, and we're going to go ahead and play that one for you. So you went through the Fund and Grow program, and how much credit were you able to receive? Was it all business credit?
It's all business credit. I was able to get $97,000. But my credit score actually has gone up by about 100 points since I started this entire process. So
wait a second.
Obviously not a huge.
So you have, what's your credit score now?
Right now it's like 820 or something like that.
Wow. Another interview I've done. If you guys were interested, we've got tons more of those interviews. We've got a whole playlist on our YouTube channel, but stay here with us because we're going to talk more about what we have to offer and also get into the Q&A here in a minute. But just wanted to share with you guys our reviews on the Better Business Bureau. I believe we're over 900 we're over 800 on the Better Business Bureau. We've got an A+ there. And if you go to any platform like Google or Facebook, you'll just see tons of reviews totaling over 2,400. And the average rating is a 4.9. And that's because we've got just nothing but positive reviews and we take care of everybody really well. So something to decide on. Do I want to figure all this business credit stuff out on my own and see what I can make happen? Or do I want to leverage Fund&Grow's experience and expertise and pay them to take care of everything for me? By now, you should know the answer to that. With our membership, clients on average get up to $125,000 in the first 3 to 4 weeks. Some get less than that, depends on your credit score and where you're at, but up to $125,000 and then up to $250,000 over the 6 to 12 month period working together with us. And it doesn't show up on your personal report, even though your personal credit score is the qualifier. You're able to get up to $125,000 in the first 3 to 4 weeks. That doesn't appear on your personal credit report.
So if you take all of this and put it together, you can see that we've put all the proverbial links to the chain together to help your business be able to really expand or to launch. And so that what's all required in that is, first off, the consulting, the one-on-one working together with the client to explain the minutia of why we need to do what we need to do and how we're going to do that. Then our credit experts actually working on your credit, actually doing the negotiations, actually doing the applications, actually picking up the phone and the pen and the computer for you, to do it for you, not you doing it, us doing it for you. And helping you with the tax ID number, in other words, the entity, making sure that it's set up properly with all of the attributes that I mentioned earlier, and then how to utilize this funding without paying cash advance fees. How do you do that? How do you run the card and pay a company that doesn't even accept credit cards without doing a cash advance? Because as you know, if you do a cash advance feature on your credit card, that's very expensive. We never, ever, ever, ever recommend to do a cash advance or using a cash advance fee on your credit card. Don't ever do that. We have multiple ways of not doing that. Once you're a member, you're going to know how to do that. From now on, you can do it over and over and over again, not just a one-time thing. And the credit coaching package that that's part of the inquiry removal process is perhaps one of the most important things, because without removing those inquiries, you're not going to be able to continue the card stacking process. Now, unless you want to wait a really long time. And if you want to move forward fast and really do that card stacking process quickly, you're going to want to know how to remove those inquiries. And then, of course, the corporate credit that we spoke about towards the end of the presentation, which is the D&B vendor credit, which can be very helpful if you're looking to buy assets, buy a building, buy vans, vehicles for your company, tools. And so all of this is put together into one package. And by the way, back in 2007, 2008, when we first started doing this, we were charging $1,500 an hour to do this. And on average, it was taking 15 to 20 hours per client to do all of this. And many, many, many clients were paying for it. And so we've really packaged that into a deal that our affiliates have asked us, like, hey, how can we help a lot of people? How, you guys have your crew in there. You know, we can streamline this. We can get a lot of people through this program. And so that's where we've gone and taken all of these different links to the chain, distilled it down to the easiest, simplest process, systematized it into our software so that we could really pound out lots of funding for our clients.
So if you guys want to get started today, you're going to get a really good bonus. It's basically a buy one, get one free. You can add a partner, family member, spouse on and get double the amount of funding. We'll give you double the service, and we won't charge you anything extra. And then you'll also get access to the newsletter database. The first month will be free. You'll be able to see all the past newsletter articles, things that are going to help you grow your business, save money on different things within your business. We're going to share tips with you guys in the newsletter on how we've gotten to where we're at, how we've got a team of 50 employees, and there's just all different types of content in there that you'll be able to get access to. The first month is free. After that, it's $50 a month. If you want to stick with it, that's great. If you don't, you can just let us know, and it's not required at all. It's an optional add-on type of a thing that we offer to our clients. So what's included? We'll set up an entity for you. If you don't have one yet, that's not an issue at all. The only thing that really qualifies you is your credit score, and that will allow you to get up to $250,000. Sometimes people get more than that in the 12-month membership. We're going to do credit consulting. We're going to make sure that you're prepared for funding. We're going to help you during the applications process and do all of the work. It's a done-for-you service, so we're going to be the ones setting up the accounts and negotiating, making sure that you get approved the maximum amount possible. And then after that, we'll do the inquiry removal process. We'll show you how to remove the inquiries. And then we're going to also show you how to get the ability to send a wire transfer by using one of our partners. You can send a wire and you can buy properties as a cash buyer by sending a wire from the credit account to the title company, and that only costs 2.85%. And then, of course, like I said, the bonus of the buy one, get one free membership add-on, and the newsletter first month is free. That's what's included today. So,
Mike, I just want to insert in that cash liquidation at 2.8% is not a cash advance fee. Just for anyone wondering, cash advance fees are like 20, 30%. So cash liquidation is Mike's way of saying that we can get that cash off the card into the title attorneys or the real estate company's account so that you can actually purchase. It's not a cash advance.
And you might be thinking, why is it a 2.85% fee? I've had this question before. When you send a wire from your bank account, it's $30. I've done that many times to buy property. But when you're doing it with a business credit account, the only way to send a wire is to use our partner, who will then charge you 2.85%, and then they'll send the wire transfer over to the title company. So that's what that 2.85% fee is all about. It's the best fee, the lowest fee that you're going to find in order to be able to do this type of thing.
And you're going to get cash back from just using those cards. The cash back that people are getting usually equates or it's almost equal to what they're paying for that fee.
Absolutely. And even if you're not buying properties outright, maybe you're just using the funding for marketing. If you're spending a lot of money, you're still getting that cash back through the rewards points. So it's either going to pay for the Fund and Grow membership through the cash back rewards, and I've had plenty of people tell me that, or it's going to pay for the wire transfer itself.
So again, this is the entire program put together. This is all of the items, including the 2 bonuses that Mike mentioned, which is putting your secondary on for free today. Instead of paying another 10 grand for them, they're going to get this offer today, a buy one, get one. And what does that mean? It means that if you have a partner that you're working with, let's say you're married, your spouse can join. Let's say you have a business partner. Your business partner can join. Let's say that you have someone that you work with in your business. You're going to be able to add them on for free. And in many cases, clients will actually split the membership fee with this other person because you're getting a buy one, get one, so you can split it with someone. And the second thing that you're going to get for free is the newsletter archive and premium newsletter database that Mike was telling you about, which is completely optional. But we highly recommend you go in there and you look at all the past articles to see how it is that we built Fund and Grow to where it is today. All the different things that we do, the way that you're on this call today, we talk about all of that, how we do that type of marketing in our newsletter. And so there's a lot in that newsletter that could help you build a online and information marketing company very similar to what we've done here with Fund and Grow. And we highly recommend that everyone stays active within that subscription.
All right, so if you guys are ready to get started, you don't want to do this on your own, you want to have us do it for you, just like we've done for over 28,000 entrepreneurs and real estate investors, go to that link right there, fundingspecial.com. Stay on the call with us. Stay on here. We're going to open this up for a live Q&A and chat with you guys, but go check out the sales page real quick. It's fundingspecial.com. We have the biggest discount than we've ever offered before. It's a $700 discount off our normal price. $700 off our normal price. Go to fundingspecial.com. And you'll be able to do the free partner upgrade with that link as well. If you go anywhere else, you won't get that bonus and you won't get the $700 discount. And this is like definitely a limited time only. It's just for this this webinar only. So if you're on here watching now, go to that link and check it out. And now's the time to start sending questions through. We're going to open it up for Q&A. But just remember, the first 15 get the bonuses. So go there now, get started. We've got hundreds of people watching this, so I know we're going to fill up quick. And once you do sign up, come to the questions area and let us know once you've purchased so that we can make sure that you're one of the first 15.
And I just want to mention real quick, folks, that if you go to our website, fundandgrow.com, you'll see that our normal price is $4,000. Now, a lot of you have been on our partners' webinars, and so you've seen the price drop down to as low as $3,500, a $500 discount. Mike's not joking when he's saying this is the lowest that we've ever offered. This is at $700 off. And this link is not going to be active very long because we're not going to offer it at this rate very long.
Right. And guys, remember, we have over 2,400 positive reviews. We've established over $1 billion in this type of funding. We've been doing it for over 13 years. We've got a team of 50 employees, and we really know what it takes to get you approved. We care. You know, we're always on top of things, communicating with our clients. You call in here, you get to speak with somebody. So you're in extremely good hands. That's why we have such good relationships with all the biggest real estate investing educators out there. So you guys are in good hands. Just know that if you want to work with us, we will take care of you and make sure that you're satisfied every step of the way.
Now, we do have payment plans for those that are interested in paying payment plans. However, it's important to know that this program isn't for everyone. You know, if you're about to use your rent to pay our payment, the program's probably not for you. If you have bad credit and you don't want to work on yourself, you don't want credit, then this probably isn't going to work for you. If you don't want to work together with us and communicate back and forth like email, phone call, you know, text back and forth with us, it's probably not going to work for you.
In a professional manner.
If you do want, yes, if you do want credit, if you do want to build your credit and make your situation better, if you do want to invest in your company, then that's all you really need, because we can even help you with your credit if you have bad credit. Then what you really need is to have a drive and determination to want to grow your business, to want to get access to funding, to want to grow the aggregate amount of funding larger and larger, and the same with your credit score. Your scores will go up higher and higher.
Right, and credit repair, guys, if you sign up and you know that you're on the borderline, you might need credit repair, that's fine. We'd love to work with you guys, and we've helped tons of people, thousands of people that needed credit repair first. But if you do sign up, remember that if you end up needing credit repair, stick with us, because the clock isn't ticking until credit repair is done. So the 12-month membership doesn't start until credit repair is done. Just know it's not an overnight process, and it's worth getting done. It took you years to get the credit that you've got now, so it's worth a few months of waiting to get credit repair done, and the membership doesn't start until credit repair is fully complete. So if you're in it for 12 months, then you're looking at getting up to and sometimes over $250,000 in this type of funding. We're going to hold your hand all the way through it. We're going to make sure that you feel comfortable with everything before we move forward, so that we're on the same page. We want to keep your expectations realistic. We don't want to overpromise. We want to overdeliver. That's what we're all about. That's why we have the reputation we've got. And we've got a 60-day refund period. If for whatever reason you don't qualify or whatever the case is, you do have the option to get your money back. So, you know, you've really got no risk in it. Obviously, if you get credit, then that's a different story. You're going to stick in the program. But if it turns out you don't qualify, or if it turns out you need credit repair and you didn't know that and you can't wait, or whatever it is, you have the 60-day period. But one thing I will say, if you do need credit repair, your best bet is sticking with it. Let us get it cleaned up, and you can end up like Damon, who got $190,000 after we removed his bankruptcy. But in order to qualify for funding right now, ideally you've got to have about a 720 credit score. You want to have a couple major bank credit cards open with the balances of about 30%, and you don't want to have a bunch of brand new accounts or negative items. So basically, a nice, clean, good credit profile is what it takes to get approved and get funding in the first 3 to 4 weeks. So let us know if you have any questions. We're going to get into those questions soon, but you can buy and rehab real estate. You can use it for anything in any business, whatever it might be. Expenses, property managers, payroll, marketing budgets, buying properties, buying inventory. Amazon businesses, they need the funding because they have a 2-week waiting period to get the money from Amazon after they sold the product. There's a two-week period, and we've heard that from a lot of people. So inventory, you know, funding renovations, paying contractors, whatever the case is, you can use it for anything, whether you're a wholesaler, wholesaling properties, looking to get into cash buying, looking to get into fixing and flipping, you can use it for that. Coaching programs, really whatever it is that you want to invest in, you can use it, especially because you can use Plastic, which is our partner that allows you to send a wire transfer. That's going to allow you to send the money anywhere and make it super easy, so you don't have to jump through a bunch of hoops to get the cash off. You can just send a wire transfer wherever you want. It's a seamless, easy process, and we've gotten nothing but good feedback about that.
It's so easy. It's just like any app that you've ever used. You just, you know, set it up, you put your credit card in there, you tell it to send the money to where you want it to send, and you know, it's a seamless process. And if you go on our YouTube channel, you'll see that a lot of clients talk about using the Plastic service and how easy it is.
Yeah, and remember, this is a $700 discount off our normal price is $4,000. Today, if you guys sign up now, you will get $700 off, and you can add your family member, spouse, or business partner onto your file and get double the amount of service, double the amount of funding. Just make sure it's someone you know. It can't just be some random person you met on the street. It needs to be someone, family, spouse, business partner. 720 scores will produce up to $125,000 in the first month. You get signed up now. In about 2 to 3 days from now, you'll know what you qualify for, where you're at, if you need pay downs, if you need repair. We're going to advise on that stuff right away. And you can add a secondary on. So if, let's say you need credit repair, but your mom or your spouse has better credit, add them on. We get double the amount of funding. You become an authorized user on the account, and everyone's happy. So the pre-underwriting that we do is huge. That's what we were talking about with prepping your file, prepping your profile for funding. We look at things that might not be reporting correctly, like the limit that could be reporting correctly, making it look like you're maxed out or overextended, or the months reviewed that's reporting incorrectly, looking at like you have a new account when really you have an older account that should be giving you positive credit history instead. So we look at all these things, we address those things early on, make sure that you're at about a 720 and up. Some things we do is going to enhance your credit report so that when we do apply, you get the maximum amount of funding possible. And that's something that I know Ari's always been big on. We were showing you guys earlier with the personal credit, comparing the two different ones. But that's something that we've trained our team to do before we apply and along the way so that when we do apply, you're ready. But then during the application phase, we're helping you, or we're doing the negotiations. We're not helping you. This is fully done for you. And then after negotiations, the funding round's complete, then we move into inquiry removal and work on getting those inquiries removed. Here's, we could show you guys reviews all day long. We have over 2,400 of them. But this is just the kind of stuff that we get every day. These are pouring in. And we really pride ourselves on that because we really like doing good business. We like taking care of people. We like having a good reputation because that's what we're about. We're not trying to scale a company and having a bunch of negative reviews. We're more worried about customer service and taking care of everybody, and that's what our team's most worried about as well. And just know we take care of our clients, but we also really take care of our employees. In fact, we just had an employee appreciation day. We took everybody out. We were playing pool, we were playing cornhole, Jenga, we were all hanging out, having a really good time, doing some bonding, and that's why we work together so well, because we're all really close. It's like a big family, we're all friends. Everyone has a good attitude here, and you'll see that if you guys get started with us. Go to fundingspecial.com, check out the offer. There's a $700 discount, a bunch of bonuses. It's all listed at fundingspecial.com. Another person Kevin got $108,000 in their first round of funding. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Didn't you just go through and get some more?
Yep. And it's so simple. I mean, especially after you've already gone through on your first batch, when you're going through and doing subsequent batches, you're just going to get a lot of funding to roll in really easily, especially if you're using the credit wisely and safely the way that our consultants will advise you. In other words, use them the way that you're supposed to, pay them down, allow us to continue the card stacking process.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, we're up here, presenting it and all that, but we also use it. I use it for my real estate deals, and we've had tons of our friends use it, not to mention thousands of clients, but it's something we really believe in. We know it's a great resource, and that's kind of what, we just like sharing that we use it as well. And it's not just something that we're selling. We're kind of sharing this resource with you guys. And if you want to take us up on it, that's great. If not,
and interesting little story. This is really how Fund and Grow was born. Because in the 2007, 2008 crash, when mortgages were just completely on the out, like we had to retool. That's what we were doing at that time was mortgages. And we found that the LTV, the loan to value amounts were dropping drastically. A lot of deals that we had lined up where the client had their down payment money, suddenly the loan to value changed and they had to have a bigger down payment. And because we were working with business owners, we were helping them get business credit cards at the time to help with that stopgap, that in-between amount that they were low on. And so they were closing on office buildings and different brick and mortars, and they were just coming up short. And so the only way to help them not be short was to use these business credit cards, until we realized right now, in the way the economy is, this is the new gold. Being able to access 50, 100, 200, 300,000. Back then we were getting like $500,000 easily. They didn't even charge cash advance fees. They were just moving it. They're like, sir, would you like us to take this from your $75,000 credit line into your bank account? And for a $75 fee, they would move 50 grand, 75 grand directly. They weren't even doing cash advance fees. And so a lot of that's changed now. Now we have to use these different services like plastic, like we've talked about, and Melio payments. But that's how this all started, was because we were able to get so much of this type of funding. We then stopped doing mortgages altogether, retooled, and started doing this type of funding. We were charging $1,500 an hour. It could take us easily 10, 15, 20 hours per client until we created our package. And then our package really distilled it down into a very short, succinct, quick, easy process where we were able to pound lots of clients through and get tons of funding out.
All right, we're going to answer some of these questions. So there is a payment plan. If anybody wants to do a payment plan, you can go to the link fundingspecial.com. There's either 2 payments or 3 payments that you can do. And it doesn't change the process of how we work with you. It doesn't matter if you put a payment down or if you pay in full. Either way, once you put that payment in, once you sign up, we're yours to keep. We start working right away. All right, let's see. How many new accounts is an issue? If you have like 1 new account in the last 6 months, you should be good, but anything more than that is going to end up hindering things. We want to make sure that there's enough seasoning on those accounts before we start applying for business credit. So if you sign up now, though, and we look at your credit report, it turns out we need to wait or whatever it is, it's not a big deal. You can either put the program on hold or we might be able to apply as is. It just depends on, we have to look at your whole credit report. But if you want the discount, you could sign up now, put the program on hold in case you don't qualify right now. At least you got the discount.
So we have someone asking, I want to sign up. I have a 741 score, but I am on unemployment. Can I still be on unemployment and get this business credit? Now, the great thing about what we're doing, and this is for Denny, a YouTube question that came in, is that when we tell the banks what revenue you're using, we're going to be using projections. We're not going to lie to the banks. We're going to tell them that based off of receiving funding, this is how much we project to make. And so it's really important that we're always upfront and honest with the banks. And in your situation, you're not going to have a problem getting access to funding as long as we apply and do it the right way. The banks will be happy to approve. So Sarita's asking, what if I need credit repair first? Then what I would recommend is still get started with us, get your $700 discount. We'll even help you secure a discount on the credit repair. Again, the credit repair process is not going to take up any of your time at Fund and Grow, but you do want to secure your discount now. Not to mention, many times there's things that we can move forward and apply for you and get you approved on before the credit repair process is even finished. There's a lot of things that you can get approved on, even with a couple minor things going on here and there.
Don't forget about the PowerPoint, Daniel. Okay, so Anita says, I have excellent credit and business credit. Would love to find out more and speak to someone specifically before I need to pay $4,000. Well, don't forget, there's a $700 discount, so it's only $32.97. But if you want to speak with somebody, you can definitely do that. The phone number is in the top right-hand corner of the PowerPoint right now. Just make sure you call in and get that done as soon as possible while the discount is still available. Rick says, so you do the card stacking for us, and we pay plastic to pay bills or lines of credit. So Rick, or Rich, we set up all of the credit for you. It's a done-for-you service, and then once you've got the money, you take that money and you go and do whatever you want with it. You can use plastic to send a wire transfer to buy properties if that's what you want to do. But yes, you're paying us for our service of setting up business credit accounts at the maximum amount possible, and that's what we're doing here for 12 months. That's the done-for-you membership. Okay. What else? Kaiser, yeah, we have Kadem. They work with clients for credit repair, but they can't work with clients in Georgia. Any other state they can service, and we do have someone else that we can refer out for that. We're actually planning on setting up a nonprofit that's going to allow us to be able to service Georgia clients as well. We just legally can't right now.
Yeah, it's important. Georgia very, very strange local state laws. So if you don't want to just work with any credit repair company that's working in Georgia, it has to be structured the right way in order to not get in trouble. And if you on your own want to go out and just do whatever you're doing in Georgia, that's fine. But us as a company, when we're referring people, we have to make sure that everything's completely legal and above board. So we can only refer and do credit repair in a legal way. And in Georgia, that's just the way that it is.
And Charles, you asked what the cost is for returning members. If you sign up today and you get this price, the special $32.97, we're willing to honor that for the next year when you sign up next year. But you got to get signed up right now, get the $700 discount, and then you'll lock that in for your next year. Mark says, do you offer a back-end payment for those who do not have the money to get started but want to? Right now, you could put down one payment of $13.32 and you'll be in the door. But if you don't have the money and you don't have any credit available, I don't see how this is going to work. Because Mark, you've got to have your credit limit, your credit balance to your limit needs to be at about 30%. That means you should have 70% left over available on all of your credit cards, which is how you would pay for the fee. So if you don't have that right now, you might not qualify right now, whether we're doing back end or front end payment, because you got to have a 720 score and your debt needs to be at about 30%. So let me know if that makes sense, Mark. Okay, Rich says, utilize business funding with no advance fee. Is that the only way to wire transfer to a title company? Yeah, basically, Rich, you're sending a wire from the credit to the title. Now you're buying as a cash buyer. I've done it, interviewed dozens of clients that have done it, no problem at all. So if you want to do that, if you're a real estate investor, then this is a great option. It just makes sense. Any business owner, anyone doing deals, you need more money to grow, to get things done faster, to get more revenue more quickly, you need funding. Or you can go slowly and just use your cash flow and your personal finances to grow. But you're going to get way faster, you know, if you're using other people's money. If you're using business credit, using hard money, you know, that's the way, that's the name of the game. And I was at a mastermind recently, and they were talking about the same thing. Kevin Harrington, his original shark from Shark Tank, talked about how he got to $100 million. It was because of capital. It's not, you know, you can't just rely on just the revenue to grow. Get access to funding, start spending more on marketing, start doing more deals, whatever the case is, whatever it is that you do, we can help you do that by getting you the funding. These are business credit cards that do not show up on your personal credit report, but they act like a line of credit because you can send a wire transfer from the credit account. So if you're looking for a line of credit, if you're looking for a business loan, something else like that, I'm here to tell you, you're not going to find anything like that with 0% interest that doesn't appear on your personal report. And if you're looking for a business line of credit, you're not going to get approved with that unless you've got really strong financials. Did you have to go do that meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to have the personal credit in order to get approved for business credit cards. But like I said, these business credit cards are like lines of credit because you can send a wire transfer from them. So I saw Nitra says, you know, are these cash lines or credit cards? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Technically, they're business credit cards. You get the physical credit card, but you're also able to send as a wire to a title company or any place of business. So, you know, don't get hung up on that part of it because either way, you're getting zero interest business credit with hundreds of thousands of dollars available to you over the 12-month period, right? So, Anitra, if you want to talk to somebody about it, that's fine. You know, if you don't want to move forward on it, you know, that's fine too. That's up to you. But we're just trying to lay it all out and be as clear as we can with you. So let's see. Demetrius says, so having a 708 score doesn't qualify. I mean, you might qualify right now. I don't know without looking at your credit report because there's a lot of different things on your credit report besides your credit score that will allow you to qualify. So you might have a 708 credit score, but you might have been using credit for 10 years and have strong history, which outweighs the credit score. So it's, you know, if you're on that borderline, you should just get signed up, let our team review your credit report and give you a pre-qualification based on that and give you a plan of action and say, hey, you need to make a few pay downs because Demetrius, you might only need to make, you know, a couple $1,000 pay down and now you're up over the 720 threshold. So if you're in that borderline range where you're right around that 720, get signed up. And if you know you need credit repair and you're interested in getting your credit repaired, get signed up because that's going to be part of it as well for you. All right. If you have any questions, send them through. Anitra, the phone number is in the top right-hand corner right now of the screen. Well, it was. And now it's back up again. All right, so let me know if you still need the number. It's 800-996-0270, press 1. 800-996-0270, press 1. It's also in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Let's see, GL says, can you speak to strategy of increasing personal limits to get higher business credit? So that's exactly what you just said. We will increase your personal credit limits so that you can get higher business credit limits. That's exactly what we'll do. You pretty much answered the question right there in your question. Jermaine says, credit repair is included. No, credit repair is not included in the membership. My buddy says his score is a 710. Gene says, I need credit repair, but my buddy has a good credit score. You don't have to have an LLC. You don't have to worry about touching your entity. All you got to do is get signed up, and then we'll take everything from there and walk you through it, hold your hand through it. Can I do a wire transfer to a personal checking account? That would be nice, right? No, because it's not ethical, and it's against the rules. So you can't just use this wire transfer method to send the money to your bank account. You have to be sending it to a place of business, title company, contractor, place you're buying inventory from, whatever it is. But you can't just send it to your bank account. And you don't need to send it to your bank account. You can either send it to the bank as a down payment, or you can send it to the title company. And I've had tons of clients do that. So I wouldn't get hung up about having the cash in your account. Let me know if you got any follow-up questions on that. Keep the questions coming in. It looks like we still got hundreds of people on here. And if you did sign up, let me know. I know that I saw a few people came in here and said I got signed up. I'm in or done, whatever. Let me know if you guys signed up, and I'd like to welcome you right here in the webinar. So come to the questions area and let me know if you did sign up. Okay, let me just send this through to Anitra. All right. I answered Charles about how many new accounts is an issue. Bud says, I'm looking for reducing my inquiries. I need to transfer my startup costs onto business credit. That's a good idea. So it looks like Bud's got 25 inquiries and 63,000 in debt. We might need to look at both of those items before we move forward to applying. But if you're interested in the discount, and you know that you've got those steps that you've got to take, either pay downs or credit repair, then get signed up, because you're going to get a $700 discount. But don't forget what I'm saying right now, that you might need to do pay downs, or you might need credit repair. And if you're hearing this and you sign up, and then down the road, a week from now or a few days from now, we talk to you and you act shocked and appalled that you need to make pay downs or credit repair, then I'm going to be calling you and wondering why, because I know I'm telling you right now on the webinar. So once you get on the phone with the team, don't be surprised if they tell you you need pay downs or credit repair, because we're not going to just apply for people who don't qualify. As much as clients would like for us to do that, we know it's in the end a bad move, because the reason for applying is to get you approved with funding. So we're not going to apply for you unless we know you qualify. So if we say you got to make these pay downs, it's going to be worth it. You got to do the credit repair. It's going to be worth it. Please just follow our advice. We are doing this with your best interest in mind. We want you guys to be happy and get approved. We don't want to apply and then you don't get as much as you wanted. We're doing everything we do is with your best interest in mind, because we want to help you guys. That's why we're asking you to pay us, so that we can help you get access to funding. And sometimes we have to give you instruction and advice. And I'm just asking you guys to please heed that advice and listen to our team, because everything they're telling you is, what we've trained them to tell you guys. And we're all working together here. So just follow the instructions that you're getting from the team and treat them with respect. Rich says, okay, I got those. Send your question through. If I miss your question, please send it through again. Yes, Edwin, we work with real estate investors that are in Puerto Rico. In fact, we have a lot of Spanish-speaking clients that sign up with us who are interested in real estate, because we have an affiliate partner who is growing a very highly visited, high-traffic YouTube channel, where she's basically catering to the Spanish-speaking audience here in the country. So we have a lot of people who are coming to us that are from Puerto Rico or speaking Spanish. So we have a team here that can assist with that and basically facilitate with translating and servicing clients that don't speak English, that speak Spanish. So you're good to go, Edwin. Let's see. How many rounds of funding are available during the 12-month subscription? So during the 12-month membership, we're working to build you up to and over $250,000 in funding. The first round of funding comes in within about 30 days, 3 to 4 weeks. Some people have told me they got it in 2 weeks that I've interviewed. Some people it's 4 weeks, and you can get up to 125,000. Most people get anywhere from $30,000 to $100,000, right? There's a wide range there because there's a wide range of credit scores and credit history. So throughout the 12 months, we build you up to $250,000, and up to 3 rounds of funding is how many we usually squeeze into that 12 months. So up to 3 rounds of funding, up to $250,000 in funding. And a lot of that relies on the client. Sometimes we get somebody $100,000 and then we don't see them for a year. We're calling them, emailing them, and it's like, where'd you go? What happened? They took the $100,000 and they disappeared to Hawaii or Costa Rica or something. I don't know what the deal is, but the point is that we need to communicate with you guys. So just check your email. If we call you, answer the phone so that when we can prep you for the next round of funding, because that's what we want to do. We want to do 3 rounds, but sometimes we can't do that, right? So it's up to 3. It's a 12-month membership, most importantly. Jim says, I'm around a 685 because I do need to do some pay downs, plus I may need some repair help. Okay, well, Jim, we are here to help. If you guys need pay downs, if you need repair, that's part of the process. Sometimes people need those things before we can move forward. You just got to keep in mind that if you don't know for sure what your credit is right now, and you think you're close, and you sign up, you might not qualify. So you might have to listen to our advice and do credit repair. Let us do it. At Kadem, they'll do it for you. Or you might have to do pay downs. Just follow our advice. We've helped over 28,000 business owners. We know exactly what we're doing. We've established over $1 billion in funding. We have 2,400 positive reviews with a 4.9 average rating, a team of 50 employees, growing. We are here to help you. Your best interest is the #1 priority for us. And sometimes it's credit repair or pay downs that we have to do first. We would love to just apply for everybody and just move everybody directly to applications. But because we have integrity, we don't do that. We tell you, no, we can't apply now because we're here to get you the maximum amount possible. And we're not going to get the maximum amount if we apply with maxed out credit cards or 80% debt to credit or all these negative items and brand new credit accounts. So sometimes we got to tell people, the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts, right? So if you could, just have a little bit of thick skin during that processing period where we're looking over your credit report and we're telling you where you're at and, we're giving you the truth, because we're going to give it to you raw. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to tell you the way it is. So just listen to our advice, and in the end, you'll end up getting the funding that you came in to Fund and Grow to begin with to get. You're going to end up getting that funding if you followed our advice. So Edwin says, can this be done with a group of 3 people? This can be done right now. It's $3,300, $3,297. That's for 2 people, and they have to be either your family member, your spouse, or your business partner. Don't go on the side of the road and asking for credit partners. We have to make sure you know the person that you're getting into this program with, because it's 1 unit for $3,300, which includes 2 people, but those 2 people have to be family or business partner. Otherwise, there could be a lot of issues that could come from that, so don't do that. Make sure it's family or a business partner. Lisa says, can I order and provide you FICO? And no, Lisa, we're not pulling an inquiry. The only time an inquiry shows up is when we apply to the bank. But when we are the ones looking at your report, there will not be an inquiry. Demetrius says, don't know if I missed the answer on my phone, but I'm already a client in application status. Yeah, I already answered your question, Demetrius. And the answer is, we're not going to apply for you unless you're ready to go. So if you're in the application process right now as a client and we're applying for you, that means you're good to go. Because they're not going to just push anyone forward unless you're qualified. And if they haven't told you you need to make a pay down, if they haven't told you you need credit repair, that means you're qualified. Raleigh says, can I apply via phone Really, the way to apply it, to get the discount before we fill up, is to go to fundingspecial.com. That's the way to get signed up right now. So just do that. So this is a good little workflow chart here. It shows you the journey, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, basically walks you through the process that you've got with us. We do all of the applications. We're the ones submitting everything, following up. This is a done-for-you service. It's not a course. It's not a DVD in a step-by-step process. We are the ones doing the work for you. Better personal credit's going to come of this, without a doubt. You're going to end up with way better personal credit, guaranteed, because you're using business credit that doesn't show up on your personal report. So you end up with way, way better personal credit. You get better loans. You just end up overall with a better life after working with Fund and Grow. And most funding is tied to an asset. HELOCs, mortgages, there's collateralized asset, not with business credit. It's unsecured. These are the letters that you're going to be getting in the mail, by the way. Once you get signed up at fundingspecial.com, you're going to start getting these letters from the banks, because we're going to be applying for you, and then you're going to get all these letters and updates letting you know that you're getting thousands of dollars in funding without having to lift a single finger. You could be at home still wearing your robe, getting a phone call from us that you've just been approved for $100,000, and now you can go and fund that real estate deal that you just almost missed out on, right? You don't have to lift a finger. We're doing all the work for you. This is a screenshot from our CRM. This shows you right here the initial column. See those zeros? That's what happens when most people apply for credit on their own. For business credit, it's not easy to get approved. Even with a 750 credit score, good luck. But with us, we know that. So what do? We don't just take the initial decision. We get on the phone with our friends at the bank who make decisions. We call them and we say, hey, this client's got a 750 score. What were you thinking? Review this application right now and give me $45,000. Give me $15,000. Give me 10. Give me 42,000 more. That's what we do. And I know I'm making a joke about it, but that's exactly the process right there. Your initial application comes through with zeros, and if you take that, that's your problem. But that's what most people are going to do, not us, because we have direct contacts at the bank that we can get on the phone with and say, hey, can you review this application? Because we don't apply for people unless they qualify. Yet, for some reason, this client's got all zeros in their auto approval. So guess what? We have them review the application, and then they end up with $112,000 when they were literally going to get zero if they did it on their own. So for those of you who've asked in the past or on this webinar, why would I pay you to get me a bunch of business credit cards? Well, that's why. Because you don't get approved when you do it on your own. They shoot you down. Even if you got a 750 score, they will shoot you down, tell you that you're not going to get approved because you have no previous business credit history. And now you're like, wait, how do I get business credit if I'm being denied for not having business credit history? Guess what? That's just a little roadblock to stop the flow, to stop so many people from getting this type of funding, because they don't want just anyone to be able to get it. Okay, so it usually takes a manual review of the application. That's why we're able to get those kind of results right there. Look at that. We applied 4 times and got every single one approved and got $112,000. We're doing that stuff all day long, and that was actually, you know, right in the middle of COVID, and that we still got that client $112,000. Credit's flowing. We just did 15 million last month. If you're wondering what's going on with that, credit is flowing, so it couldn't be a better time to get started on this. Lee, can you please re-explain, will you increase our regular credit card limits to get a business credit card with the same limit? Okay, Lee, so here's what we do. We apply for business credit for you. In the event where we look at your personal credit before we apply for business credit, and we say, wow, you can really use some increases on your personal credit before we apply for business credit, then we'll increase your personal limits, and then we'll go and apply for business credit, because we're going to get higher limits if we do that step. But if you've only got a $500 personal credit limit, that's not good enough. We need a foundation. We need something to work off of to get you approved for business credit. So that's why we would increase your personal limits. Okay? Anitra, you realize that you're on a live broadcast right now talking directly to the two guys that run the entire company. But you want to call in to speak with somebody when you could literally, we're talking right now. I know you can't speak out loud, but you can send me questions through. The sales team is slammed. We have 50 employees, 5 of them are salespeople. The rest of them are customer service. The sales team is slammed. So if you're looking to get on the phone with somebody, you're going to have to wait. But right now, the beautiful thing that's happening is a webinar, and you're talking directly to me. So if you have questions, send them through now. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for the salespeople. And I hope you don't miss out on the discount, but that's the whole idea of a live webinar, so you can talk to me and ask me your questions. GL says, you mentioned having another credit repair company. Yes, we can help you with that. I don't have the name right now off the top of my head. We don't have that many situations where we need the Georgia repair company, but you'll have to speak with Jillian about that, and she'll help you understand that. Jim says, how much does credit repair cost? So if you have 3 items or less, it costs $497. If you've got 4 items or more, it costs $797. And there's no monthly fee. It's a good deal overall. If you get signed up now, we'll get you a discount on that. We'll probably knock off a couple $100 for you. You got my word on that. Edwin says, can this be done with an existing real estate LLC? Yes, Edwin, it absolutely can. But speak with the processing and applications team. Let them explain the specifics about the entity, because if that entity was just set up like yesterday, then we're going to need to do a little bit of adjusting and working together on the entity. But just keep in mind, if you've got the credit score, you're golden. That's really all that matters, is your credit score. It does not matter. If you just started out, if you did 1 flip, 2 flips, 10 flips, you've been in business for 20 years, it really comes down to your credit score. Okay, and if you guys signed up already, I can't give you a discount. If you're already a client, it's not like, when you're like buying a TV and then you bought the TV and then 2 days later it goes on sale, you go back to the store, return the TV and then buy it again to get the discount. We can't really do that, because it costs us money to charge accounts and to then refund money back. It ends up costing us way more than you're even saving. It's only a $200 difference. So if you've already signed up, there's really nothing we can do to give you this discount from previous enrollments, previous purchases. Anitra, question is, not worried about discount. Want to ensure I'm working with the right team on my behalf. I like to be well informed to make a great decision. I don't need help with entity setup. I'm interested in funding for the next 2 weeks. Anitra, what is it that you're using the funding for? But we can definitely help you with that. I can't guarantee you that you're going to have the funding in your hands in 2 weeks, but the next 2 to 4 weeks. So let me know what your question is, because you said your question is, you're not worried about the discount. You want to ensure I'm working with the right team on my behalf. I like to be well informed. So what is your question? Sylvette says, if I were using business partner as our other half, do we both have to use the same entity? No, you do not. We can use separate entities. Just, guys, credit is really the main qualifier. Like everything else is just minutia, and it's not really that important. In order to get this type of funding that we're talking about, the way we've helped over 28,000 people establish over $1 billion in funding is by having somebody who has about a 720 credit score and up. The rest is history. If you've got the credit score, you might as well just sign up. And if you're right around a 720 and you know you need credit repair, you know you need to make pay downs to get over that 720 score, sign up. Get the $700 discount. And then let us work with you to enhance your credit and get you qualified. But if you don't want to work with us to get qualified, then don't sign up, right? If you're under a 720 and you think you might not qualify or you're not sure, and then you find out you don't qualify when we get on the phone with you in about a few days to a week, if you're not going to be open to doing credit repair, if you're not going to be open to making pay downs, please just don't sign up. We are here to spend time with people who want to work with us, and we want to create that type of relationship where it's a win-win relationship. We don't want you to sign up just to find out you need credit repair and then bitch and moan at us later that you don't qualify and you're mad because the webinar said you can get $200,000 in a week. So we know, like, our team watches the webinar. We're all on the same page. So don't sign up and say, oh, well, on the webinar they said I can get, $1 million in a week with a 500 credit score, right? Because then I'm going to call you and we'll say, hey, it's Mike. We were just on the webinar with you, and it sounds like you're telling the team that you heard you can get approved for credit with 5 bankruptcies and a 500 credit score. But that's not what we talked about on the webinar, is it? No, so like, just realize we just want to work together with you guys. We don't want to fight. We don't want to argue. We don't want to say the webinar said that, the salesperson said that, because we have meetings here every day. We all know what we are promising to clients and what's allowed to be promised, what policies are allowed to be promised, what the standard operating procedure is based on setting expectations, right? We all know that. So just realize, like, if you sign up now and you know you're in a questionable spot, and then somebody gets on the phone with you in a few days and tells you, hey, you don't qualify, you need to do credit repair, you need to do this, don't give them an attitude and ruin their day because you're not happy that you don't have qualifying credit, right? Like, just realize this is a two-way street. You're hiring us to be to work for you, right? But we could just as easily fire you, right? And we could say, you know what, take your money. We're not working together with somebody who's got like a nasty attitude or who can't communicate professionally. We don't need to. We have over 350 clients that sign up with us every single month. The last thing we need is a piss poor relationship with a client. So please just keep that in mind when you get started with us. We are not interested in dealing with that type of relationship. Okay, back to these questions. Anna says, I do not have any experience, but I know I really want to invest in income properties. Yes, we could still help you, Anna. And a lot of people that sign up with us haven't bought a real estate deal once in their life. They get access to funding with us. They go out and they buy their first investment properties. In fact, I don't think we shared Maurice on there, or Eric, for that matter, on the case study part of the webinar. But Eric Henson, awesome dude. He owns an insurance company and a mortgage brokerage, and he owns 45 rental properties, and he bought 3 deals. With the funding he got from us, he bought 3 deals as a cash buyer, and he's already refinanced them. And then there's Maurice. Maurice bought 6 deals as a cash buyer. His first 6 investment properties he bought with the funding he got with Fund&Grow. So if you're brand new, if you've never done a deal, you can still use this program, but I would like for you to be in a place where you're about to get your first deal done, or you've already learned all about how to buy real estate, and now you're coming to Fund&Grow. But if you're like, you don't even know the first thing about it, I'm not telling you to sign up. But if you're like pretty savvy, you've seen some properties out there, you know what to look for, what to buy, how to resell and make profit, then you should go to fundingspecial.com and get started. If your credit score is over a 720, 100%, go and get started. And then here's another view of the CRM. It just shows that a lot of funding comes in. Actually, this isn't this one right here, Daniel, and this one are both not good demonstrations of what we're trying to explain. But the point is that the initial column shows a 0, and then a lot of the funding comes through the follow-up. On the follow-up calls, that's where the funding comes in. So you can use it for anything, like we talked about. There's some frequently asked questions. We'll leave those up there for you guys to check out. Okay, let's see, 768 personal credit score. Edwin says, I got 1 deal done, 2 apartments rented. What could I expect on funding ballpark? 760 credit score. I'd say you'll probably end up somewhere between $30,000 and $100,000 on your first round of funding. Anitra says real estate deals. Anitra, these are major banks that we're working with, and we're applying for business credit. That's what we're doing. Major banks, business credit, 0%, doesn't show up on personal report. It's kind of all of it in a nutshell. Yes, Anna, we'll help you with understanding the forms that you would need to use. Sylvette says, I missed the discount. Guys, by the way, we've had like a ton of people that signed up. So if you guys are still trying to get the discount, you better go to fundingspecial.com right now. It's a $700 discount. We don't ever do that. Ever. So get on there now, fundingspecial.com. If you guys want to save that money, if you want us in your corner at your disposal, getting you this funding, calling the banks, filing negotiations, submitting the applications, doing it all for you, go to the link, because that's what we're here to do. We've been doing it for a long time. We've established $1 billion in this funding, and it sounds like BS, but it's not. We've been doing this for over 13 years. Over 28,000 investors and business owners we've helped. We have an awesome team here. You're going to love it. I guarantee it. Go get signed up, fundingspecial.com. So let's just go through some of these people that have gotten signed up so far. John, welcome to the program. And I'm looking at my notifications right now on my phone to see who's enrolled. John, welcome. Shane did a full payment of $32.97. Welcome to the program. John did a 3 payment at $12.66. Awesome. Looks like Sarita, welcome to the program, did a $32.97. Dion, welcome. Looks like Dion paid in full. Charles, I saw you asking questions before. Welcome. Paid $32.97, paid in full. Guys, $700 off. We normally charge. We have 350 clients signing up every month, paying $4,000. And you're seeing this now, $700 off. There's a reason you're on this webinar. You didn't just click the link in the email, register, join the webinar, and watch it for 1 hour and 46 minutes for no reason, right? $700. Get that discount now if you go to the link, fundingspecial.com. I'm not done answering questions, believe it or not. We're going to get more of this going. So Rod says $32.97. I'm sorry, Rod signed up, $32.97. Tons of people signed up. Guys, the first 15, it is a thing. We want you to get in there now, like right away. We've already got 15 people though. The discount's still up. If you go to the link and it's still working, you better sign up before it gets shut down. Caleb did a 2-pay plan. Aaron did a full pay plan. All right. Mike Brown says, my dad is 79. I honestly am pretty sure that you're still okay at that age range. I'm going to go ahead and double check on that right now. But I know back when I was the one doing the applications and all that, we were still fine. I'm going to check on that though. Mike, you'll get that answer soon. Am I missing any questions from YouTube? I know we've got like hundreds of people on. This is like awesome. I love it. Thank you guys honestly, thank you guys for being subscribers with us, for joining us for these webinars. We're really all about just trying to help, trying to give back. I'm hanging out with you guys, answering questions. We don't charge anything for these webinars, and we're all about giving back. We do a monthly giveaway. We've also built a house in Haiti. The mastermind that we're a part of built an entire village in Haiti. And we're really like just good people. We do good business. We have integrity. We're not liars. We're honest. We set clear expectations. We take care of our clients. We take care of our employees. And we want to do nothing more than help other people. That's what it's about. Like being of service, helping other people, having that as your #1 priority. The money comes regardless. The money's coming. It just keeps coming and coming. It doesn't matter. But being of service, having a good reputation, that's hard to come by. Let me know if you find another company with over 2,400 reviews with a 4.9 average star rating. Let me know. Because if there's another company like that and they're selling something, I'm buying it. Anytime I look at Amazon products, business services, whatever it is, guess what I do? I look at the reviews. Whoever's got the highest reviews with the highest average rating of reviews, that's who I usually work with. And the banks can't discriminate on age, so there's not going to be anything for you to worry about there, Mike. Louise, that is exactly right. Go to www.fundingspecial.com. and you will get access to our $700 discount. This is literally like about to expire. I'm not hanging up on you guys. I still got hundreds of people watching, but if you want the discount, you've got to go to www.fundingspecial.com, and then you can get the access to the deal because it's going to be shut down, so you got to get it done quick. What is the rate after 12 months? That's a good question, Delbert. The rate usually goes to about 12 to 18% on average. That's what happens after the zero interest runs out. But we're helping you maintain that zero interest for years. It's not just the 12 months. You could sign up with us 2-3 years in a row, like Nick Perry. I talked to you guys about Nick Perry. That dude's got over 500,000. I should have told you. I should have brought that up. I didn't even mention that. Nick Perry's got over $500,000 that he got with us over a 2 to 3 year period, right? Check out those facts. I got them up there again if you guys are checking those out on the screen. So the rate goes up to 12 to 18%, but we continue to get you more rounds of funding at 0%. And I don't know about you guys, I absolutely love paying someone to do something for me so that I don't have to spend my time doing it. Because I like to spend my free time either looking at investments, finding out different things I should be buying to make money with, like houses, stocks, crypto. Crypto is awesome, by the way. I just got into crypto. It's been amazing. I've like 7 times my money, especially with XRP. But anyway, that's a whole other story. The point is, I like spending my free time looking at ways I can make more money or relaxing, having a good time. I don't like going to my investment property and painting the walls. I don't like going in there and trying to learn how to put flooring down. So when it comes to funding, I'm not doing it. I'm not setting up my own business credit, right? I'm having the team do it for me. So it just makes perfect sense. I don't know why anyone would try to do this on their own when you got a team of 50 experts that could do it for you for a nominal fee. You could get up to $250,000. You got to spend a few grand. If that doesn't make sense, this might not be the webinar for you. Close to 800, but my business partner's around the 700 mark. Okay, then Sylvette, you're really close. Sylvette, if you've got 800, but your partner's around the 700, that doesn't slow the process down at all. You just go get started with with those credit scores. It's a no-brainer. We got people signing up with 660s, 680s all the time, and then we help them improve so that they qualify. But if you're in a 700, 800 credit score range, you should already be filling out the order form. If you want to, of course. If you guys don't, let me know if you have any other last-minute questions, or if you don't see the value, if you don't think this is worth it, let me know what you think. I would love to hear feedback, positive and negative, if there even is a single ounce of negative feedback out there. Edwin says, in case we set up a new LLC with 3 investors, how can this be done? Edwin, I already answered that. This program that you're buying here is for 2 people only. If you want a third person, you're buying 2 memberships so that you can add that third person in. All right, yeah, go ahead and leave that PowerPoint up. I'm going to share some more things for them. All right, so the fastest path to funding is basically having good credit. You don't want to be maxed out. You want to be about a 30% debt to credit ratio, and you want to utilize the business credit that we get for you so you can watch it improve and watch the amount grow over time. If we get you credit and then you tell us, well, I didn't know I had to use it, we're going to look at you like you're crazy. Because if you're getting in this program and you're getting access to credit just so that you can not use it and wonder why we're encouraging you to use it, then we're going to be wondering what's up. Because this is a program that establishes credit for you so that you can use it. So yes, absolutely, utilize the business credit so that we create the positive history on your account by you using it. And then when we apply for the next time, you're going to get more funding. So there is a little bit of usage that you should, it should go without saying that you should be ready to use the credit, right? And that's just one of those bullet points on this slide. Closing thoughts. Well, I'm not done yet. We've got questions coming in. Keep them coming. Send them through. Don't sign off because I'm here and I'm live and I want to answer your questions before we sign off. It just looks like I'm getting to most of them pretty well. Wow, this is what I love seeing. Robert, thank you for sharing this, Robert. So Robert says, I'm at my third round of applications. I've got about 50,000 so far. I've used KDM and my score has increased to 796. What range of funding can I expect now? So that's awesome. So you basically needed credit repair. You were still able to get $50,000. Now you've got a 796. You're probably going to end up doubling the amount of funding you got. I can't say for sure, guys, because remember, I'm not lending you the money directly out of my fund. This is a service where we're going to the bank and getting you approvals. So I can't say, hey, yeah, you're going to get $87,000, 995, right? I can't do that. But what I can do is tell you what I've seen through my experience and share that with you. And so if you're at a 796 and you've already got $50,000 of credit, then I wouldn't feel like I'm overstretching if I tell you that you might be able to double that 50,000 with what you've got now. But if let's say you come up a little short from that, don't come back and say, oh, Mike said I was going to get double. This isn't fair. This is just an estimate. So what is stopping you though? Like, why haven't you signed up at this point? If you don't have the funds right now, I get that. That makes sense. If you need to speak with your spouse, I think you still sign up. You don't think you'll get results? Well, that's even more of a reason to sign up because in the first few days of working with us, we're going to review your credit report. We're going to tell you where you're at. So if you don't qualify right now because you need pay downs, we're going to tell you the exact dollar amount that you need to pay down so that you do qualify and you will get results. Same with credit repair. So if you don't think it's the right time to join or you're skeptical about it, I get that. But there couldn't be a better time than now because there's a $700 discount and there's a ton of opportunities out there. And if you've got a business, if you're a real estate investor, if you do things that creates a return on investment, now's the time period. Like this, you got to take action, jump in. That's what it's all about. When you got something put like this in front of you, you should just see that we're the real deal. You should see that we've got the reviews and the reputation. We've got the employees. We got the team. What else is there? All right. What is the rate? I answered that. Anything else on YouTube that I might be missing? Willie says I signed up. All right, Willie, welcome to the program. Anyone else sign up? Let me know if you signed up. All right. Can you get credit repair? What's the rate after 12 months? Just signed up. John says, just signed up. Love what you guys do. John, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Bud said signed up. Who else signed up? Come on, let me know. What are you guys, like, hiding that from me? Come to the questions area and let me know if you signed up. I would like to just know so I could see your name, and then I'll be able to recognize your name down the road when I'm looking through the client files. Anyone else? Can we service California? The membership, yes, we can, Pablo. And this deal is time sensitive. So once we hit the maximum amount of people that we can take, the website's going down. So you have to take action on this right now. Yes, Melio can and Rally. We're not saying that it's converting the credit into cash. What we're saying is you can send a wire transfer with Plastic or Melio. Melio's the other company that we partner with. Okay. All right, Jim says with a 563 credit score and how long do you think it will take to get my credit score above 720? Well, Jim, it's a good question. With a 563 credit score, I'm going to go ahead and just say that it's probably going to take about a year to get your credit score over 720. But it could take a lot less time than that. However, that's a lot of work most likely that needs to be done on that report, and it ain't happening overnight. Anyone that tells you credit repair is going to happen in the first 30 days, guaranteed, you might as well just turn around and walk the other direction. It's a process. And if you're not ready for a waiting period with credit repair, then just stick with having bad credit. Because the only way to get your credit cleaned up is months of disputes. That's all there is to it. And I hate to break it to you guys, but that's how it is. Anyone that's telling you that they can get your credit repaired right away in a month, whatever, they're just bullshitting you. Sometimes it happens in a month or two, but not often. But guess what? We still have thousands of our clients that go to our credit repair partner that is like, we work together very closely. So anyone that goes there, they get results. It's just not happening overnight. Just like that 560 credit score, that didn't happen overnight either, right? That happened after multiple missed payments, collections, bankruptcy, whatever it is. So just realize that it's going to take time to get it cleaned up. Who else signed up? Lisa. Lisa just came through and said that they signed up. Let's see if we got anything else going on here. Any other questions that I missed? Scott, you showed up late. Oh, man, Scott, you missed the whole thing. It's been amazing. Where you been, bro? James just signed up. Oh, this is great. Look at all these new, you guys can't really see it, but we got tons and tons of people signing up. So I don't know what you guys are waiting on. If you haven't pulled the trigger yet, let's go. Oh, look at this. Rally. Love this one. Rally says, I have an excellent credit score, around an 830. Woo! That's what I like to hear. Oh, man, that's so beautiful. 830 credit score. We can't wait to work with you. All right. He says, how many days, weeks can I get the $250,000 in business credits? So, the membership builds you up to and over $250,000. However, the first round of funding comes in about 30 days. That round is typically anywhere from $30,000 to $125,000, but with a higher credit score, you're probably in the upper end of that spectrum, so your results are going to be on the upper end of that spectrum. So I can't say, in 9 days and 8 hours, you're going to have, 80 grand, but that's kind of how I have to explain it, because I'm not lending you the money directly. So basically, you're going to end up getting really good results within about 30 days. Currently going through the program now. It's been smooth so far. Waiting on receiving my funding. That's what I like to hear. There's another person just signed up. So it seems like I should keep this webinar going because we got a lot of people that are still signing up. And it's been 2 hours. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for believing in us. Thank you for the support. Thank you for coming to the webinar. And we won't let you down. We have a team here that you're not going to be disappointed working with. And you're going to really enjoy the process. And we're going to create a long-lasting relationship with you guys. So really looking forward to working with everybody. Seriously, thank you guys for joining us. 4 charge-offs, a bankruptcy, 10 years old. That's what's causing my credit to be 560. If the bankruptcy is 10 years old, I mean, dude, Jim, what have you got to lose? We're gonna clean up your credit. Guys, I just showed you the one with Damon. Damon literally had a bankruptcy and he got $190,000. Don't you remember? I just showed you guys that earlier. Damon's awesome. He's got a team of 8 people working under him now. He's got an Amazon, Walmart stores that he's building out. And he had a bankruptcy when he started with us. This can work even if you've got bad credit. But if you got bad credit, don't expect to get funding right away. You got to go through credit repair, and it takes time. So, Jim, look at the screen. This guy right here, Damon, he got his credit score increased from a 670 to a 760, but what it doesn't say in this text is that he had a bankruptcy that we removed for him. And guess what? He's got a good attitude. He's a nice guy. He's easy to work with. That's the kind of clients that we want to work with. We don't want to deal with the other kind of person, right? We want to deal with people that are happy to work with us, because you'll find out pretty quickly if you guys don't work together with us, like professionally like that, we have fired clients and we'll give you your money back, and we're not working with people who are like terrorizing our staff. Okay? So Damon was really cool. We ended up giving Damon free credit repair because he was such a nice guy. And now he's got $190,000 and he got his bankruptcy removed. But we don't really, like, we'll help you if you need credit repair, but we really want people with like 720 scores that are just ready for funding. But if you need credit repair, we'll work with you. Just don't make it impossible for us. Don't like torture us just because credit repair takes time. That's just the way it is. And I'm telling you that repeatedly for a reason, because I don't want to hear it on the back end when people are in the program finding out that they need credit repair and then they start complaining about it. It's just like, we're very clear, we're very transparent, and I'm just tired of hearing team members here being tortured by clients that are just like irrational. It's not gonna fly. Lewis, if you tried enrolling but you were declined, you probably have a daily spending limit amount that the bank allows you to spend on that account, or it's an out-of-state purchase and they flagged it as a fraudulent charge, which is something to easily overcome by calling your bank and saying, hey, why isn't my charge going through? Guess what? This happens to me all the freaking time. I got this American Express card, which I love, great rewards points. It's got like a 10% interest rate because I got it a long time ago before the rates were at 12 and up. Anyway, this American Express card, I use it all the time, but then like once in a while, boom, it gets shot. I can't let the charge won't go through because American Express has like a really strong like fraud thing going on. So if I'm like trying to buy something online for a lot of money or something out of state, 9 times out of 10, American Express is stopping my charge from going through. Lewis, is it American Express? Let's see, Sylvette. Guys, you can get your point across with 1 punctuation mark, I swear. Sylvette says, if I sign up today, how long do I have to get the second person on board? You got as much time as you need. There's no rush. You don't have to have it done next week or anything. Take your time. But Sylvette, that person has to be a family member or a spouse or a business partner. And if it's not and we find out, it could end up causing problems with your membership with us, and we don't want that to happen. And Lewis says it is an American Express card. What do you know? Looks like I kind of know what I'm talking about. Monica says, hey, Ari, I joined. Thank you. My name's Mike. Thank you for the nudge and discount. I'm looking forward to working with you and your team. Thank you, Monica. We look forward to working with you as well. Hopefully you took advantage of it. And we look forward to seeing your name. Is your name coming through on here? I'm getting a lot of new client enrollments. Are you guys, whose name am I going to see next? Let's see, Denny. Good job, Denny. Brandy, all right. We got a ton of people getting started with this offer, so I'm really happy to see that. I mean, who wouldn't like to save $700? You could be saving 700 of these things right here today only. Fundingspecial.com. Get up to $250,000. You basically get a buy one get one free. You can add your spouse, business partner, family, father, sister, brother, whoever, as long as it's someone you know. Just don't go and find someone you don't know, because that will end up causing a problem, and you trust me, it's not worth the headache. Yeah, we bought that building and the building that we're in with non-recourse, no personally guaranteed loans, but that's because we have really strong financials. That's why, and that's commercial real estate, and so is the one that we're in. So when you're buying commercial real estate, it's a lot easier to get the no PG loans. But for anything else, you're going to have to personally guarantee anything else, really. That's a beauty. Gotta love that. That's our new building. I'm sitting inside that right now. Yeah, advertising, paid ads, you name it. You can do anything with the money, and you don't have to worry about it bringing your personal score down because it shows up on your business credit, not your personal credit. All right, we got through all this stuff. If you guys want to call in, you can do that, but I can't guarantee you're going to get the discount. So if you sign up now at fundingspecial.com, I guarantee you get the discount. But if you wait to get on the phone with the sales team, you might be waiting a while. They're busy as heck. So it's 800-996-0270. Press 1 to reach the business development team. If you absolutely cannot, just pull the trigger now at fundingspecial.com. All right, if you don't know your credit score, chances are this isn't the program for you. Does this work for startups? Yes, you don't have to have an established business. It works for anyone, and you get funding in 4 weeks. 720 score, no derogatories. You don't want to have a bunch of brand new accounts. You don't want any late payments, and you want major bank credit cards on your report, and a variety is a plus. We went over that. Closing thoughts. So what is stopping you from taking action? We already went over that one, but hopefully it's not the spouse. Uses for business credit. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we went over that. Fund your deals. Buy as a cash buyer. That's what I do. It's what all my clients do. I don't see why you're not doing it when you got this resource being basically shoved down your throat right now. 50 to 250K is what you get. You get the entity, you get the consulting, you get the BOGO, buy one, get one free. You get everything if you sign up right now at fundingspecial.com. $32.97, normal price $39.97, and that is $3,297. Just wanted to clarify that. Yeah, 2,400 positive reviews. We talked about that. Looks like I answered all the questions already. So we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys haven't taken action yet, I urge you to get off the fence, take action on this. If you wait, you'll probably be upset you missed a discount. I get emails and phone calls all the time. People are like, oh man, can I still get the discount? I'm like, no, sorry, you can't, because when I said that, I meant it. I say things, I mean them. I don't just say things for fun. So if you guys see this offer right now, you better go to fundingspecial.com, because we are sticking to our word, and this is going to be shut down. So if you want it, go get it. It looks like I've answered everybody's question. Thank you all for joining us. Hopefully you guys got some good golden nuggets out of this, some actionable steps. We really did share everything that we do for our clients, and we've kind of given you the golden nuggets, the keys to our success. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Demetrius looks like he's saying Mike because you could see I'm about to sign off. So Demetrius, let me know what you got to say before I close this thing up. And we'll wait on Demetrius since he had to wait until the last minute. I'm just kidding. All right. Yes, looks good. Looks like everyone's got their questions. Everyone's happy. Bud says, thank you. I was on the fence. This pushed me over. That's what I'm all about. I don't want to see you guys sitting on the fence for too long. That could be painful. You got to get out there and get on the court, right? Get out of the stands. Get on the court where the action is. All the talking goes on in the stands. Your life, the action, the things that make sense and mean anything is on the court. Get on the court. Get in the game. Let's do it. Jim says, so the discount you said I'd get with credit repair cost me $497, right? Yes, credit repair $497. Today, $700 discount, $32.97. Demetrius says, Mike, where I end up as regards to amount. I'm not sure what that one means. Robert says, didn't get my question answered. Robert, can you send it through again? I've gone through as many. I thought I've gone through all of them, but there's like a lot that come in and then your question disappears sometimes. So that's why if you could copy and paste it, guys, if I miss your question, it's not intentional. Can you copy and paste it, Rob? Because I'm not seeing it. Okay, here. Maybe I found it. Hi, with good real estate deals, harder to find in this market, can you get perhaps $150,000? How long can you hold the card before you use it? Yes, it's possible, but it's more likely for you to be between about a $50,000 to $100,000 range. and you could still use the funding for the house. You can fund the rest of it out of pocket or with a hard money lender, and you can hold the card as long as you want, but you don't want to just keep waiting. Just start using it. Find a deal. Once you got the money, it's so much easier to pull that trigger once you got the money ready to go. So I'm sure you'll find a deal once you get the credit going. Any other questions, comments, concerns, feedback, suggestions? Demetrius, just sign up. I can't give you like an exact amount. And with you're at about a 700, 708 credit score, I'm definitely not going to give you an amount because I want to look at your report before giving you a pre-qualification amount. So just sign up, put down a small payment, and then we'll review your credit and tell you where you stand. If you don't want to sign up, call in 800-996-0270, press 1 to speak to the sales team. And if you're already a client, then you should already have spoken with the consulting team about all this stuff. I can't give you a pre-qualification without reviewing your credit report like the processing and account managers have already done, and they've probably already told you what you should be expecting, Demetrius. So can you please contact whoever it is that you spoke with last in the office about that, and they'll give you a much more educated estimate than I can right now. With just a 708 credit score, I can't say much. Sylvette says, what's a safe industry? Yeah, that's fine. Your industry. Lewis says, how long before anyone contacts me? Guys, if you signed up, you're going to get a welcome email. You got to go to your welcome email and then go and log into our website, start filling out the information. There's a secondary tab where you can add your partner on, your spouse or family member. So Lewis, that's how you can do it. You go in to your email, go to the welcome email, then go to our website, start filling everything out, and then there's a secondary applicant field where you can fill everything out. But guys, it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. My throat's starting to hurt. I swear it's not COVID. It's just from talking so much. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. It looks like we've got a ton of new clients, but really what we wanted to do is give you guys some free information and basically lay this whole thing out for you so that you could, if you're, kind of cheap and you don't want to pay us to do it, pay the experts to do it, you want to try to do it on your own and try to piece it together and see what happens. That's why we do this educational webinar for those people that maybe just can't afford it right now and they want to get a head start on building it on their own. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you want the best results, go to fundingspecial.com, sign up, get the $700 discount. Jim, if you don't sign up today and get the $700 discount, then you lose it. So Jim says, can I go and pay for credit repair and then can I buy this later? Now, you can do credit repair first, pay for that, and then come to Fund and Grow and pay us after, but you're not going to get the $700 discount. So if you sign up today, you just put one payment down, now you've got the $700 locked in, the discount locked in. Now you go and pay Kadam for credit repair. If you can't do that and you can only put out the $497 for credit repair, then just go pay them. Once that's done, then come back to Fund and Grow and pay us for our service. It's been really awesome hanging out with you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like the YouTube video. If you're on YouTube, comment on the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're on YouTube, if you're on GoToWebinar, thank you all for all the questions. You guys have been awesome. Nothing but great feedback, great engagement, so I really appreciate that. Hopefully you guys like the fact that we've given back in the ways that we have, and the $700 discount is going to be expiring, so go to fundingspecial.com, get that locked in right now. It's been awesome hanging out with you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you soon.